Well, good afternoon, 4th Congressional District. How are you? Let's get a little excited. First of all, I want to thank you for the second and the nomination. Thank you so much, and to welcome and thank my family, Jamie, Thatcher, and Allison, for being here today. Today, not unlike our founders so many years ago, we join our colleagues, our Republican colleagues from around the district to exercise our democratic rights, our constitutional obligations, and our civic responsibilities. Over 200 years ago, a ragtag group of soldiers gathered on the banks of the Delaware River. It was Christmas night and bitter cold. The year was 1776. And up to this point, the war for American independence was looking bleak. New York had been taken. Manhattan conquered. Enlistments were inspiring and supplies were low. Morale was even lower. In the days leading up to that fateful night, Thomas Paine had penned an essay about the American crisis titled Common Sense. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of his country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. On that cold December night, the Continental Army advanced across the river and won. Amen. The war for independence was turning. The dawn of America lay ahead. Today, not unlike that cold night so many years ago, we, freedom's foot soldiers, gather before dark and icy waters of uncertain economic times, a mounting debt crisis, faltering world leadership, and challenges to our very freedom and liberty. We are indeed standing upon the bank of a new American crisis. Our debt stands at over $15 trillion. Discretionary spending is booming. Entitlement spending is rising. Employment is suffering. Bailouts, handouts, and cop-outs now litter the economic path of a country that once embodied the virtues of freedom and the free market. And government grows. Dependency grows. And so too grows the longing of a nation desperate for leadership. And so we stand before the election of 2012 asking, what kind of a country shall we become? A nation content with the long, lonely road to the United States of entitlement? Or the nation of Ronald Reagan that preserves for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth? We in this room know there is no choice. We are the United States of America, a nation battle-born, carried forward from generation to generation by tireless works of great patriots who knew that our rights granted to us by our Creator will not fail because we will not let them fail. We will not falter. We will not falter in this, our great cause to rebuild America, not to remake America or redefine America, but to rebuild it. To reawaken America, the American spirit that drives each and every one of us to build a stronger future for our children and our grandchildren. The American spirit that lies within each and every one of us. And so it is that Republicans, thanks to your tireless works, recaptured the majority of the U.S. House in 2010. We did it not with bullets or bayonets as they did on the Delaware, but with ballots, tea parties, and an invigorated love of our Constitution. As your member of Congress, I have worked tirelessly to turn the tide of American decline, to be a thoughtful conservative that works to lessen the burden of government. I have fought to put an end to the wasteful abuses of the taxpayer dollar, to get government out of the way and let America work. Standing up to the president last month, I offered the GOP response to the president's national address. And my obligations to the Constitution, I take seriously. I've stood shoulder to shoulder with Colorado conservatives to advance the cause of life and liberty. And my promise to you in the new areas of the 4th Congressional District, Adams, Arapahoe, Southwest, Southweld, Los Animas, Elbert, Douglas, Western Otero, we're going to have some fun when we take this country back this November. 113th Congress, I will continue to focus on getting this country back to work, reducing the size and scope of government, putting an end to runaway debt and deficits. That is, after all, what this fight is about. It's about two competing visions for America. In Obama's America, the president and his liberal allies wish to portray free enterprise as out of fashion. In Obama's America, society no longer encourages people to rise up and achieve, but instead takes from those who have excelled. In Obama's America, the government has forgotten that the Constitution is a red light limiting government power, not a green light giving it all power. But this is not Obama's America. It is our America. A nation founded on the principle that government doesn't guarantee success, but the opportunity to succeed. A nation that is built on responsibility, not redistribution. A nation built on the American spirit. The spirit of a nation that has changed the world, and the world turns to as the beacon of light, giving hope to all mankind. With your support, we will stand side by side, one district, one state, one nation, as we work to defeat the dependency state and restore a nation of working families and small business. With your support, we will be victorious in November. It was late one night when I was leaving the Capitol, and as I was walking out, I heard the hushed voices of a Capitol tour guide. Turning into the corridor just below the House of Representatives, I heard the reading of a quotation painted on the wall. Our government, conceived in freedom and purchased with blood, can be preserved only by constant vigilance. There, next to the tour guide, was a soldier, now confined to a wheelchair. It is for him that we gather today. It is for every man and woman in this room who has ever donned the uniform of the United States Armed Forces that we gather today. It is for our children and our grandchildren that we gather today. Because together, you and I, we will not be ashamed to be a great nation. We will always strive to be the greatest nation. I humbly accept the nomination. It's an honor to serve, and may God bless the United States of America.